it? Okay.
We rolling?
Oh, we rolling.
We rolling.
Episode 7, you know that's a lucky number of mine.
Yes. So, episode 7, Terrible Reception Podcast.
Terrible.
Terrible? What?
Reception.
I'm guessing that's French.
I don't know.
Reception. Terrible.
Terrible.
So this is episode 7, guys. You have made it this far with our nonsense and stupidity. My name is Jay Suarez.
And I'm Parlay of
Benetton. As a collective, we are
Parlay
Benetton.
and Jay of Benetton.
And you are now tuned in to the Terrible Reception Podcast
of Benetton.
What's good, everybody?
How you guys doing?
How was your day today, sir?
Cold.
Yeah.
Very
Tell
cold.
me about it. I've been out all day.
I mean, I don't know. We sound like we're like from Canada or something.
It says, the weather app that I have right now, it says 7 degrees, but it feels like negative 18 degrees.
Before you got here, I actually saw on the internet, they said since global warming is getting worse, that they expect, I don't know if it's true or not, but they're saying like in the Midwest and across the country, we're going to start to get like numbers like minus 50.
Yay.
So
Yay.
Be on the lookout for that.
Time to layer up. I think in Chicago, it's like negative 20 right now or something like that. Yeah. Some crazy.
Unfortunately, I saw my friend, he said as of last night, they like lost like 15 homeless people.
Jeez. Yeah, I can see that
happening. Froze to death.
Mm-hmm. I never even understood the weather thing when it says 7 degrees but feels like negative 18. So why don't they just say it's negative 18?
Because I think it's kind of like one of those things. It's like the wind chill. It's kind of like if a room is 98 degrees, it doesn't change that it's 98 degrees.
So it's
but you might,
Boys?
It might be. Your Backstreet Boys. It's just NSYNC is waving you. Like,
I hope our crowd isn't young enough to not catch that. That should apply over. Anyway.
Guys, just look up Justin Timberlake and go back from there.
No, Nick Lachey, bro. 98 degrees.
Oh, I was just talking about NSYNC. That's why I said that.
Nobody mentioned.
Did Backstreet Boys just come back?
NSYNC wasn't in the Backstreet Boys.
What about Kids on the Block?
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
Not the old. Well, they're old as fuck right now.
Old Kids on the Block.
But yeah, I guess we could get this thing rolling. Let's see. What should we start with today? Oh, I want to make a couple corrections.
Okay.
I re-listened. Well, when we were editing the episode 6 yesterday, right? I noticed I made lots of mistakes with the Firefest thing, right? Mm-hmm. So the a-hole, his name is not Brian.
Okay.
I called him Brian a bunch of times. I don't know why.
I noticed that. It's not that I would have done better by telling you like, no, his name is. I'm like the worst with
Billy. Names. So Billy McFarland. I'm gonna make that correction because I know you guys are probably listening to episode 6. His name is not Brian.
At least you stayed in the B range.
True. I don't know why I brought that up, but I guess Billy Brian
Thornton.
Billy Brian Thornton. So
he's scamming people out here. Billy Brian Thornton.
So I finished the second documentary of the Firefest. Okay. And another correction I wanted to make is I said it was only 35 minutes long. Oh. Which is funny because I was looking at the app, right? At the Hulu app, and it shows the little thumbnail for the thing. It says I forget the name of the thing. Fire something. Yeah. And then it would show the runtime.
Gotcha.
So for some reason there was like a line and then underneath it said 35 minutes. And I was like, oh, this thing is only 35 minutes long. And I'm explaining episode 6, like, oh, it's only 35 minutes long. And I'm like 35 minutes through this thing. And I'm like, wait, this thing's still going.
Oh my God.
So I go back and I was like, I completely ignored that first line that said 1.37 minutes. So it's an hour and 37 minutes long. So I didn't like the Netflix one better though.
Yeah, the Netflix one was like, I swear, like the whole time it gave me like really high anxiety. I was feeling for everybody in the situation, like all their anxieties like coupled into one and like hit my chest, and I was like
no, this
and that's why I
work,
texted you. I was like, yo, Jay, I'm watching this. It's like
it's not gonna work, man.
It's not gonna work.
So the second one, they interviewed different people. I think there might have been 1 or 2 people from the Netflix one that was also in the Hulu one.
Yeah.
It was that preppy looking white kid.
Yes.
He looked kind of douchey.
Yeah,
he was in the other one, and they actually had Billy McFarland in the.
Oh wait. Look, we have a guest on our show. They just want to come in.
Hey, Mom.
That's so weird.
It's Richard's mother, guys.
Yeah.
Where was I? So in the Hulu one, they actually had Billy on the documentary, and apparently he got paid to do it. And he was getting asked so many questions that he wasn't even answering. It was so uncomfortable watching him being interviewed about this fuck fest that he did.
Jesus.
So, yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check out the Netflix one. Hulu one, I guess you can watch it to get more information, but they were very similar. The Hulu one was more comedic in a sense, where it's like they try to make these crazy situations a little more lighthearted with like cut scenes in between with like, I don't know, like little memes and stuff like that, trying to make things a little lighter. But yeah, man. But that lady in the Hulu one, somebody started a GoFundMe for her. I'm hoping that she did get the money.
Well, I guess she was also in the Netflix one. I didn't see the Hulu one.
No, my bad. In the Netflix one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That lady, she apparently somebody started a GoFundMe and raised a lot of money for her, so that's pretty dope.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, man, that was heartbreaking.
So, and she was still like very positive about it too, even though you could tell in her eyes she's like super heartbroken. Yeah. So, I also saw the Avicii documentary today.
Oh, the one I told you about.
Yeah. That was
also very
super upsetting.
Yeah, very much so. Very talented young individual.
Yeah, man.
He loved to just do what he did, and then like when that whole popularity and fame comes your way, you don't get to really do that anymore. I mean, you have to pay the bills. So.
Yeah, I think it was more like he was mismanaged in the sense he was basically driven into the ground.
Yeah,
because throughout the documentary they show you how many shows he's played in a matter of how many years, and in a matter of like 8 years he did 816 shows or something like that.
Yeah, it was quite a few.
Yeah, even towards the end he kept on saying like, dude, I can't do this anymore, and they were like, oh, just one more instead of 3, do 1.
Yeah, people don't realize like there are differences between extroverts and introverts, and like if you are somebody that's an introvert, you need a lot to like really grasp your attention. Like most of the time it's overwhelming for introverts to like hold a conversation, like small talk. Networking is like their worst fears, or it gives them really high anxiety for like, while extroverts are like, they live off that, they feed off of other people's energy at parties and stuff. So Avicii being introverted had a whole lot of trouble dealing with that lifestyle, because that's a big part of the music business is networking.
You could see it too, like when he was being interviewed by a couple people, he just looked so awkward, and so he didn't know what to do, what to say, or anything like that. And he also got sick too while he was on there, and he didn't know how to fix it. Doctors didn't know how to fix it. So
that's why I think it's always important, kind of like almost like what we do, where we have a subconscious that you're like, let me check in on my health. Let me know what's wrong, because some people just keep going, or they just listen to the first thing that's advised to them, like take this or do that, and then that leads to a whole set of other problems that we also discuss. So it's all connected.
Would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I've been thinking about this one too, because
what would you call somebody that's in between? Because I feel like that's where we kind of land.
Yeah. Because I feel like I can entertain people in the network thing, but when I do end up getting home, I'm drained. So I don't know if that makes me introvert. And like, I feel like between you and I feel like you like going to the club and stuff like that.
I hate clubs.
Oh, you hate clubs?
Yes.
Well, I see you at the club a lot. Not at the club. I see you at bars and stuff. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Bars are different. They're mad chill.
I get like claustrophobic in those places.
Ugh, nah. I hate clubs so much.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I'm always here type of thing. Like, I like going to different things, but it's also like, I can't go to concerts. I don't like concerts. I'm more just like, this is a dope, like, if I go on vacation, something like that, that's like really pleasing to me. But as you saw, like even when we discussed like going to Six Flags, stuff like that gives me the highest anxiety. Where everybody else is like, this is my life. And I'm like, how do you do this?
So yeah, I feel like we are introverts, but when we have to like snap out of it when it comes to getting what we want, that's when we could flip that switch. That's why I'm like trying to figure out what's in between for that.
What celebrity do you think is similar to us that you think is like introverted but can be extrovert when they need? Wow, people are just loud in the background.
I don't know. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head because I don't know anybody personally.
Yeah, because I'm seeing more of that exposure in social media of people being just honest with their introvert or extrovert type of lifestyle. Like they'll tell the host of the show like, I'm an introvert. It's kind of hard for me, versus some people are like, oh, I love doing this, whatever.
I guess
I feel like it's part of the transparent movement.
Yeah, I mean, I think Logic might be one.
Yes,
because he always says that he doesn't fuck with nobody. He just stays in his house and does nothing. But Logic, and then 100%. When he has to turn it on, he turns it on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you kind of have to, like, as a performer. But then some people feel, also like the artist was talking about, Summer Rae. Summer Rae is very introverted. She's actually very awkward to watch. But like when she does answer,
performing or talking?
Talking.
Okay.
But like when she does answer, it's just very thorough. It's like so honest. It's like not something somebody else would probably want to hear, or it's not maybe entertaining for somebody else, but it's real. Like I was watching what is it? Beats? Apple One, or is it's called Beats?
Beats One.
Beats One, right? So I was watching that, and there's like a hostess. She's like English, and she was interviewing Summer Walker, and she's like, "What do you really want to like do with your life, like with this money and stuff?" She's like, "Honestly, I just want to start making my own soap." And I was just like, "That's some
super
real
random."
Shit.
Like,
and she's like, "What kind of car are you buying?" And she's like, "Kind of getting a Hyundai for now." And she's like, "That is some real shit." She's like, "Why are you getting a Hyundai?" She's like, "I have to save money. Like, if I need to build this soap, I need to get a house."
Say Hyundai one more time.
Hyundai.
So random. Like, you would actually like wake up in the morning like, my dream is to make a soap one day.
Yeah, you never know. Like, if your goal is to become like this super successful musician so you can make your own soap, like, you never know what somebody's goal is.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's dope.
Yeah. Soap is just interesting to me.
It's dope to make soap.
I would want to make my own cereal. I don't know why. I feel like that was like big back in the day.
What would you call it?
I don't know.
For some reason in my head, the first thing that popped would be like called Crispy J's.
Crispy J's.
And it's you on the front with some sneakers, but you're like animated.
No, like, it has to be something different, because I feel like Crispy is already taken, right? Crispy something. Crispy. Is it taken? No, it's Cookie Crisp.
Krispy Kreme
donuts.
Do
they still make that?
Krispy Kreme donuts. Cereal would have been like, yo, insta diabetes. Like, you want this?
Remember that first time you tried Krispy Kreme?
Oh my God.
I told you to get a couple. You only got one, and you regretted only getting one.
So basically, I was in the car with Jay, and we were driving through Jersey City because we were looking for a place to shoot.
And just like one of those random, just pick up the camera, let's drive somewhere and shoot.
Always like on his Instagram, I would see like he would get a dozen, and it looked like one was like that Homer Simpson donut,
the pink one,
and like he had like all these assortments. He had the one that was like without the glaze, but it was like a what they call a claw or crawl, something with a K, a crawler. I don't know what kind of donut it is, but it's usually just like sugar coated. I just saw them and they look like super delicious. And my whole life, I would go into a 7-Eleven, and you always notice the Krispy Kreme little box section, like, right? And I was just like, I never knew what the hype was. I never ever like even tried it on my own to say, you know what, I'm going to get this tonight, or never.
It's a good thing you did it, because those were probably trash. The ones
at
7-Eleven.
And I actually thought there was cream in it, and I was never a fan of like Boston cream or stuff. Everybody else would be like, oh, cream. And I'm just like, I don't
want be cream if you want.
No. I don't mess with that. I was just like, man, I don't like that taste. I don't like the texture.
Yeah, I never liked the texture and just like I don't know, the net. I don't know. It just felt weird.
If kids would come to school, if kids would come to school, like even with munchkins or something, I'd be like, give me a chocolate one, something like
chocolate glaze. Is always
chocolate glaze, right?
Or blueberry glaze.
Yeah, super good. So Jay was hyping this up for a minute. He's like, I go to Jersey City. They have the factory. He made it sound like Willy Wonka's factory. He's like, they make fresh donuts.
Yo.
You know, like
I usually don't hype things up too.
Oompa Loompas serve you each time, and I'm just like, this is amazing.
You want to call those hardworking people at Krispy Kreme Oompa Loompas?
No, let's not get it twisted. I don't want a lawsuit. But listen, so Jay was like, there's a lot of traffic. I almost felt like, you know, when your parents are like, I'll drop you off, and then like I'll come pick you up, and
just
I'm
meet
like,
me in the corner.
That's like what Jay did. He like dropped me off in front of Krispy Kreme, and I'm there feeling like I just got off like a plane from a foreign country, and I stepped America for the first time.
Oh my God, I hate airports so much. I hate picking up people at the airport. It's the most annoying thing.
Especially from where we're from. Like, you have to go miles to like get to New York and JFK. But so like I'm looking up at the Krispy Kreme donut sign, and it's kind of like you hear the ah, and I'm like, oh man, this looks.
That's what it feels like when you walk in there.
Yeah, and it, like you see the whole like assembly line and how they're being made. They're like, you got the dough dipping into the fryer, it comes out the fryer, and they're like, you know, doing their whole glaze thing. And at first I was overwhelmed. I'm like, what do I go with? And
so many choices.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the whole time. I see everybody's like, they're picking them out like they look like usuals. So I get to the lady, and I'm like, what should I do? Like, this is my first time here. She's like, go with an original. Go with a classic. I'm like, sure. I'm like, what about the chocolate one too? She's like, go with that as well. So it's kind of like reminds me of the episode of Fresh Prince where like Will had like Philly cheesesteak from Philly, and like you could see the grease soaking through the bag, and he was explaining like, yo, this is what makes a Philly cheesesteak the best.
Just the grossness of it.
Yeah, but like I felt the warmth, and I was like, wow, like this is really fresh. And then I was outside. I took my first bite, and I was like, it was instant nostalgia in the sense of like, this is my first like American thing, being in America for a while and being like, wow, this is truly American delicious. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine like when anybody from another country like goes on a vacation with their family to New York or something, this is like what like, I don't know, like an eclair is to an American visiting Paris or something. So I ate both of them before Jay even picked me up, and like I was just named a fat bastard that whole day.
They call you fatty.
Yeah, they're like, hey fatty. Fatty. So I was like, oh man.
But yeah, man, those donuts are crack, man. It ruined, not that it ruined, but it opened my eyes to what donuts should taste like.
Yeah, because it's not too sweet. And that's what I love. I hate overly sweet things. Like, I'm not that guy. Like,
it's like perfectly sweet.
Yo.
And if you catch them on a good day, you can actually see them going into the fryer and coming out. I went the first few times and I didn't catch it, and then the last time I went, I actually saw them going in there.
So like, before you guys judge, it's a one-time
judge-free zone here, man.
It's a judge-free zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try a Krispy Kreme donut. You'll do your life some. Yeah. I know we were talking
but
keto.
You'll never go back to Dunkin' Donuts though.
No,
I tried. The only thing I can have from Dunkin' Donuts is the munchkins, like the chocolate glaze.
I like the smell of Dunkin' Donuts. You go into a Dunkin' Donuts, and it's like the perfect balance of coffee and donuts. It's like,
it's not overwhelming coffee smell. It's not an overwhelming smell of like sugar.
I'd be like one of those weird guys that like enter Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. I'm like,
okay,
and then I leave, right? And they're like, can we help you? Or like, no, I'm fine. I'm satisfied.
I'm good. I find myself going to Dunkin' Donuts for their bathrooms now.
Really?
Yeah, because
they have like super clean bathrooms.
No,
not
at all.
So you enjoy super dirty bathrooms?
Because 9 times out of 10 they let you use the bathroom without bothering you, without saying, "Hey, you're gonna buy something."
I love
Starbucks.
I love going to, like, I've gone to a couple of weddings, or like I've gone to, you know, like when we've had like I don't know, like interviews or like meetings at record labels and stuff, and like you go into that lobby and they're like, "Where's your bathrooms?" Or you go to the mall, and they have those ones where they have like the individual stalls that are like closed off to the public. It's actually a door.
Yeah.
And they'll go to another door and that's closed.
Yeah.
And you just feel like you're in your own space. I love those bathrooms. Like, if you're one of those people that you feel like you can shit in peace because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can never shit in peace.
No. Like, it's one of those things, like, I'd rather wait till I get home than anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but it's like,
no, I'd rather, because that's like my alone time. Yeah. I'll like check emails. I'll check my Instagram. I'll check my Twitter while I'm on the bathroom. I sit on the toilet so long that my legs go numb.
Oh my God. I also feel like it's weird because it's like, I don't know. I think it's in like men's bathrooms. There's this weird thing, right? If it's not too occupied, I notice that guys are weird knowing that another guy's in there. So like you'll be on the toilet, right? And then somebody will like come in and they're like, they'll notice you're there. And like some guys are weird. They'll start like grunting extra hard. They'll be like, like they'll do little things. They'll be like ripping like, toilet paper off the thing. Like, yeah. And you're just like, why do you need to make all these noises? Or the guy that comes next to you, he'll sit next to you. And then you're like, you'll stop like doing whatever you're doing because you want to be quiet. And then he'll stop. And then you'll hear the little
waiting one or the other.
Yeah, hear like, boop, and you're just like, and everybody's just like at a standstill. And then somebody will just go.
Yo, that's
and then,
so funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that's a reality.
That's the funny thing is that I went through that because at my one of my jobs, right?
Yeah.
I used to work with a lot of females. There was literally me and maybe one other guy for a very long time.
Okay.
And then we used to usually work opposite shifts. So there was always a female bathroom, male bathroom. So I used to have the male bathroom to myself.
Okay.
So whenever I was like be bored or, I had to use the bathroom, I would have my privacy. I would have my own bathroom and stuff like that. But then I went to this other job where the bathroom was like I guess you would call it communal, where it was like on one floor and all the offices use the same bathroom.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like a dorm type thing where, everybody shares one bathroom. So I would always use the stall at the end. So there was one day, same situation. I'm sitting on the toilet. Nobody's there. I'm letting go, doing my thing. And then somebody comes in, sits in the stall right next to me. And then I would have to hold it, right? And I'm like, damn, I still got some more. And then I'm waiting for this guy to finish up. And then I can finish up doing my thing. And then this guy starts grunting and groaning and plopping and splashing and all these noises.
Well, you either have like Shameless Shane or you have like...
This guy had no shame at all.
Or you have Discreet like Derek. Discreet Derek is worse because he's going to challenge you. He's going to be like, who's more discreet? Versus like Shameless Shane is just like...
That was Shameless Shane-ness right there. Because this guy went in. And I understand it's a bathroom, but come on, man.
Like, why do you have to grunt so much? Like, you're just drying your hands. Just like
grunt in silence.
Like, yeah, that's some good drying of my hands. And you're just like...
Grunt in silence,
it's like way too much.
Yeah, man. So it was like, ugh, damn.
Or there's that awkward, like, you both like reveal who you are behind these doors, and like there's that slow motion walk to the to washing your hands, and you're looking at each other like, what do you want?
How do you feel?
Yeah,
10 pounds lighter.
Oh my God.
How do we get here?
I never want to know.
I guess this is a good spot to go into one of the first segments. So
speaking about shit, here's Tech Talk.
So let's go into Tech Talk, my friend. So this week, what do we got?
This week we have the DJI Ronin S. And if you guys don't know what that is a single handheld stabilizer.
I thought you were gonna wait for the train to pass by.
I was kind of waiting on both, but I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
So anyway, DJI this year released this guy, and this guy is amazing. I know you guys are looking at it like, what is that? It looks kind of like already broken, but here is the stabilizer, in the sense you put your camera on here. There are 3-axis motors, 1, 2, 3, and basically when you're moving, it's keeping your camera super still. So it's an incredible gadget to have if you guys are shooting music videos or weddings, because at the same time, this part comes out. But what you do is you screw it onto the bottom, right? And it's kind of like an extension of the grip, but it also unfolds to become what you would like lay down on a table. You know what I'm saying? So
it's kind of like a tripod, sort of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tripod, so you can like place it down, and you don't have to always bring like the cage with the other gimbal. You know what I'm saying? So again, it opens up like this, and then you can place it wherever you want. You know what I'm saying? And then in the back right here, you guys have triggers, so it can go up and down. Depending on the camera that you have, it has a follow focus. So that means this, through usually Bluetooth, connects to your camera, and you guys can add a additional piece where you start having a motorized follow focus for your lens, and that's pretty incredible. This little boy is a beast because it can hold red cameras. I've seen it. It can also hold like 70 to 200 lenses, which you guys know those are pretty big lenses. So
the just to jump in really quick,
yeah,
the one that you had before, what was it, the Zhiyun crane or whatever?
Zhiyun crane, yeah.
So the Zhiyun crane, an issue we had with that one was it couldn't hold the weight of the camera, right? Because
so when like Jay would tip it just forward, it would like start shaking.
Yeah. So this one I used at a wedding a few months ago, and it's like incredible.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Ronin M, which we've spoken about before in one of our YouTube videos that we use for our music video, which it does its job. But this for like weddings is beautiful because it's lighter. You can use one-handed. You can use it two-handed if you want. And
you could even take this off and like attach it to other things, and then it becomes like a gimbal, like on an RC car or stuff like that, because they have those.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like this literally like comes off strap here. Oh, hello phone. But also like you can trigger your camera, so like there's a record button back here, so if you press it with your thumb, it starts recording without having to press your camera. And that's
with that sensor in the front.
Right? Exactly. And last but not least, I would say that what's dope about this one is that with the trigger, it has a 360 rotation. So basically, when you're filming somebody, it can start doing 360s with the camera, so you could start tilting the camera. And I think that's more of like an artistic effect, but it's one of the first gimbals that are able to do that. So between holding a lot of weight for being a little device, being so accessible, so reliable, especially in the stable footage, like there's a difference between like, the big one and the small one. This one, I wouldn't say keeps things 100% like stable perfectly, but you could still run with it. Like there's a sport mode, and like once you get into post and you add a little bit of stabilization, flawless. So, and learn how to move with these guys, because people think you just turn it on and you like start walking however you want.
Start doing parkour with this thing.
Yeah, that's not how it works. So like you have to literally learn how to walk with the gimbal to get the footage extra stable.
We always call it the ninja walk, where it's like you take, like you try to hold it as steady as possible with your arm and your hand, and you just like take not very careful, but take steady steps, if that makes any sense.
100%.
It's not like you're like walking like this.
No.
it would never work that way.
Never.
So, but yeah, I love that thing.
Super convenient, beautiful design, discreet, and gets the job done. Yeah, versatile.
Very versatile. So I want to talk about another lovely app that I use.
Okay.
This app is called Sweatcoin.
Sweatcoin.
Yeah, sounds gross.
You always got some like some financial app.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get these people some money, bro.
That's good.
Yeah, man. So Sweatcoin is an app that allows you to make digital money by walking outdoors.
Is it Bitcoin like type of thing?
No, not as crazy as that. Like, what do you call that? Type of cryptocurrency. It's not cryptocurrency.
Gotcha.
It's very, very small. It's like
we'll send you Monopoly money for living your life.
That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
So it's like, in a sense, look at it as Monopoly money, but you can use it for offers that they offer.
Okay.
For example, right now I have 270 sweat coins, and I got that from referring other people or walking outdoors. I don't do a lot of walking outdoors right now because it's too damn cold, but if I look into the offers that they have at the moment, they have Gadget Discovery. What is this? A fitness tracker for 12 sweat coins and 99 sweat cents.
Okay.
I don't know if you would call that sweat net cents, but it's $12.99. What else they have here?
Perspiration cents.
A free month of Headspace meditation app for $9.99. What else? Something called Ear Fleek, whatever that is. Must be cool because 200 sweat coins.
The only ear fleek of right now is like the new Louis Vuitton earbuds.
I hate those things. You know why? Because I just got my AirPods. Mind you, I've bought AirPods for my dad and for Amy. And I never bought one for myself.
Yeah.
Just because, whatever. You guys use it more than I do. Whatever. I only use it at the gym, whatever. So she got me one for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking for reasons to use these things. I'm like, I don't speak to broke people. You know what I'm saying?
I don't speak to
so I'm putting the AirPods in for no good reason. If they were water resistant, I'll probably jump in the shower with them. But then a few days, maybe like a week ago, I'm on Twitter, scrolling through Twitter, and then I see Lil Yachty with the Louis Vuitton AirPods, and I'm like, I just got mine, bro. Come on. Let me feel rich for a second.
People were saying you sound like Obama. I was like, really?
He sounds like Obama?
Yeah,
I did hear that, but I didn't watch the video completely.
I
just got really upset and I turned it off because it's like shitting on my life.
No.
But anyway, and I'm here sitting like the AirPods cost like $1 million. They only cost $150. Anyway, back to Sweatcoin. Cool. So another cool thing is on here, they do daily bonuses where one day you can watch a ad video and they'll give you a bonus Sweatcoin.
Nice.
Then if you do it on a second day, they'll give you 2. And if you do it 3 days consecutively, they'll give you 4. So
I'm just wondering if like people have to be sweating while watching this. Like,
I mean, you can.
Like, oh my God, it's so nervous.
I guess that's the point of it, to get you up and out. You know what I'm saying?
Up and at that.
Yeah. So, I guess that's an incentive for you to jump on the app.
Yeah.
Consecutive days or periodically or whatever. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of offers. You can make a lot of sweat coins. I hate saying that, but that's what they're called. A lot of sweat coins. You can actually convert some of your sweat coins for actual cash.
Yeah.
I did it, when was it? A few weeks ago, where I had I think 5 people sign up and they give you like actual $5. They send it straight to your PayPal account, which is pretty dope. And then I see this dude that I follow on Instagram that has like a bunch of followers doing it. Yeah. So he converts like so many sweat coins that he gets like $1,000 like actual cash.
Oh wow!
Transferred to his PayPal account. So, that's an incentive to get out there. The basic version gives you a limit as to how many sweat coins you can make in a particular day.
Gotcha.
Because I was killing it at first. I was like going to the park, going for walks and runs and stuff like that. And then I noticed that there's a limit.
Yeah.
So what I did is I upgraded. And the great thing about this is you don't have to pay cash.
Okay.
You don't have to put any credit card information or anything like that. They use your sweat coins as monthly subscription.
How do they? Well, I was about to ask, how do they make money?
Probably with the offers that are on there. They probably get paid by these certain companies like to get their objects or the products out there. And but yeah, man, so
that's dope.
That's sweat coin for you.
Get your sweat on.
Sponsor us, bro.
Yeah, man. Somebody sponsor us, damn it.
So that's Tech Talk. The next segment, I guess we could jump right into Poppy's Pop and Pop Culture, which I guess we covered in the beginning with the couple documentaries that we watched.
Yeah. I mean, you can expand on something if you.
I mean, with the Avicii documentary, it kind of I never really like followed Avicii. I've seen him at like events and stuff like that. I never like, not that I never cared, but there's so many DJs out there, it's hard to keep up with them. You know what I mean?
Many.
So, watching this documentary kind of let you dive into his personal life and the people that were surrounding him, who was good, who was bad, who kind of, drove him to be successful and who kept him afloat.
Yeah. I always notice like these guys have like a really hardcore manager, like ASAP Rocky, even though he lost Yams, hardcore manager. Avicii had his manager where he just believed in his product and more than the person does at the time. And he's like, I'm going to make you famous.
Right.
And that's why I was like, oh man, it's pretty interesting where those guys are just, I don't think they have a lot of background. They're just ambitious. And like that guy was like basically using his business savvy mindset where, Avicii had gained popularity through his remixes. And then like it became like a bidding war between labels And after that, it was kind of like his manager was like, well, such and such is offering us this much, which it was a lie. And he told like Sony or something like that. They're like, all right, we'll either match it or give you what you want. And they're like, yo, we want 500,000. And then from there, they're like, okay, fine, we'll give it to you, because they want to own the rights of that song. So every time it got played,
they made their money and then some with the songs they
exactly. Like nobody's dumb in that situation, but it goes to show on a business aspect, you always need leverage. Like if you know something above the person that you're doing business with, you already gonna get it your way until that person learns how to make their own leverage or has real leverage above you. And I think that's really interesting in business.
Yeah. The one thing as a movie watcher that kind of let me down, which I kind of understood, was it didn't lead up to what I thought it was going to lead up to.
Yeah, it really dropped hard.
Yeah.
Like the ending was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at it while I was at the gym. I was watching the movie or whatever, and it's like 10 minutes left, and I'm like, okay, when are they going to cover like the aftermath of like his death,
what's going
stuff
on,
like that? I thought that's what they were going to
I thought they were going to go into news reports and stuff like that.
Which I understand, I guess, for respect out of him, for him and his family and stuff like that.
It's still very fresh.
Yeah.
Still very fresh. I'm surprised they even came out with a documentary that quickly.
I'm not surprised. And maybe I guess they were working on it.
The manager's like, you know what? Bring this out. We need the money that you didn't give to us.
Yeah, maybe they were just working out on a documentary, I don't know, I guess on mental health and the music.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of clips. Like they had like behind the scenes of how he made all his popular hits, and it's like so dope to see like the background.
Yeah, he was with Chris Martin. Yeah. He was with Wyclef. And a couple, I mean, they have big names now, but it was, back then they were like, up and coming artists and singer-songwriters.
Yeah, man. It was just so dope seeing the creative process and how talented he was as a musician. Because a lot of these DJs are either DJs or just producers, and it's tough to find someone that's an overall like dope artist. You know what I mean?
So a lot of people like, there's a difference between like again, like sincerity and just trying to be famous nowadays. And then the people that are sincere, they can't deal with the fame. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So check that out. The Avicii documentary, Netflix.
It was really good.
Yeah, man. What else did I watch? I watched this thing called Friends from College, which is a really dope show that I watched sometime last year. Season 1, season 2 came out recently, and I literally binged the whole second season in like 4 hours. Because it's an easy watch. It's only like half-hour episodes. Oh, okay. There's only 8 episodes. So gotcha. I sat through like, what day was it? Might have been Sunday or Saturday. It was just like I wasn't doing anything. I didn't want to go out. It was just like my chill day. So just banged out a bunch of episodes, banged out the whole season. It's really good. It's Keegan Michael K is his name?
I think so.
The guy from Key and Peele?
Yeah.
The bald one?
Yeah.
So
he's a character, man.
Yeah, he is great, man. He was awesome on that show.
Well, speaking of another, they have kind of involvement too. Like I think it is beyond like it is the best thing I have seen in a while. And I have to really put it out there. Big Mouth is one of the best series.
I stopped watching Big Mouth. It was a little too much for me.
What? Nah.
I felt like it was falling off for me. Like the first season was great. And then the second season, I feel like they ran out of ideas.
For me, it even got better.
I stopped watching it maybe like 4 or 5 episodes in. Because it's just
I'm going to have to disagree with Jay on this one. Big Mouth is fine. The ultimate show.
Nah. I've seen better.
What's better? Let me hear something.
Friends from College was better.
Which one?
Friends from College. It's more substance. I mean, it's that humor that's like, okay, pubes.
Because I feel if you're
dicks and vaginas,
I feel if you're like a, but it's so raw. It's like it's so random. Kind of has like that Family Guy randomness, but it's not. To me, it's not too random. It's still going like Family Guy's random out of nowhere. Somebody will come crashing through the wall.
Watching after a while. I don't know. It's just like blah.
I just love it. Sometimes it's like dry humor within it. So
I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's just I don't know. It's just the second season didn't really like hit me like the first one. I guess the outrageousness of the first season was what caught me, and then I guess it kind of fizzled out for me because it was like, oh, okay, I get it.
I feel like if you could catch on like with like certain characters really quickly, and everybody knows about like the Hormone Monster, it's just amazing.
That's the best character. Yeah, the Hormone Monster.
Man, I keep knocking into your camera. My bad.
Don't knock that shit down, bro. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There wasn't really much. One thing I did want to talk about.
Okay.
Which is something that just popped into my head, but Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out called Us.
Okay.
And did you watch the trailer?
Oh wait, yes, I did.
My man.
It's the one where the family's in the car.
Yeah.
I saw that.
But what I wanted to highlight was how they flipped this classic song. So this is I Got 5 on it. And how they flipped this
into the theme.
Yeah. This is I Got 5 on it. And this is how they flipped it. We can get crazy.
Are we gonna get flagged for this?
Hope not. So side note, the few episodes ago when we got flagged for that, right? I think we had the setup so good that it bit us in the ass.
Really?
Because I feel like if we play the music like this, I don't think it would get read. Like, really? I don't think it'll identify it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Oh, it's because it was so clear.
Right. So it was so clear that it was just like, nah, bruh. Take your good quality the hell out of here.
That's crazy.
So let me see if I can find the part where they... So... Hope it's not too loud.
No, I think it's good.
So they flip this into like this creepy like...
Oh, I hear it. Dun, 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 dun. That's what would come next.
So they slowed it down like crazy.
That's hard. I didn't notice that. That's super dope.
Yeah.
That's super
They killed
fresh.
That shit, man.
Whoever like thought of that at the board meeting.
Yeah. Give him a raise.
He was like,
I got this.
Let me go check my bank account.
So yeah, man, that guy, whoever that guy was, give him a raise.
There's actually
that was so dope.
There's actually I don't know. I have like mad topics in my head. I just feel like they'd be mad random. I think I explained that to you before we started the podcast.
Throw them out there before we hit the gallery at the end.
All right. Well, I want you to go on to your next topic first, and then.
Well, I'm all out of topics.
Oh, you're all out of topics.
Yeah, my last topic is kind of blah.
Okay. I mean, we could go two ways, right? Do you want the red pill or the blue pill?
My favorite color is red. Go.
Okay, red pill. Well, actually, speaking of favorite things, it's gonna be your birthday. Woo! Everybody, give Jay a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
happy birthday to you.
Well, this is gonna come out after my birthday.
I know, but still, it's
right now we're recording on the 30th, January 30th,
and then tomorrow is your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, man,
it's my birthday.
But okay, red pill.
Red pill.
I was gonna do blue pill. Was gonna be something kind of like sad and dark.
Damn.
But red pill is something more like funny, uplifting.
Can we do both?
We could do both.
Go.
So basically, I know that.
Wait, should we do the sad first and then uplift us?
I don't know. That's the hardest part about red pill, blue pill.
Blue pill. Go.
Oh. I know we
let's make some people sad.
Some people know that we come from a history in Benetton, and we start out as like a 3-man group, and there's a lot of things that we never told the public or we covered.
We gonna do this right now. I
Pressure's off. I said red pill or blue pill. You acted like it's not gonna change somebody's life.
Oh man, I thought this was a topic for me.
Nah, man.
Okay,
that's why I said red pill, blue pill.
So where do we start? I don't want to give too much information. Let's do like an overall nutshell. So when you have, at least on my end, right? Because on your end it was more personal, I think.
Oh,
but on my end it was more of a. When you have creative differences with somebody and the end goal does not match, And it's difficult for three people with three different personalities to come together and make a baby, basically. You know what I'm saying? So picture this.
It's hard for three people in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So picture three parents, right, with three different parenting styles trying to raise one child.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened with us.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to do with three people with similar personalities. So imagine three different personalities coming together.
Yeah.
Right. So on the creative aspect, there was a lot of bumping heads when it comes to the road and the route we wanted to take. Because on many aspects, you and I were on the same page because we're very similar in personality.
Yeah.
And as far as, you know, just the way we come together to resolve conflicts, if there are any conflicts. You know what I mean? We can both sit down maturely and, you know, figure things out. So, and we often meet in the middle.
Gotcha.
Like we've explained in recent episodes, where it's like if one feels adamant about something, the other one's willing to sacrifice their point of view for the better of whatever it is that we're working on.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So when it came to the 3-man thing, it was just a lot of tugging and pulling with me kind of being in the middle, kind of trying to keep the glue together.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it got very exhausting. And, you know, it turned into a thing where it was just like outside forces.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen that blue sign. That little pyramid, that wish you were here thing.
Yeah. This is where you're like, you know, you think that like, hey, you're hitting me up. It's been a while. I thought we were going to hang out.
Like, yo, come to this barbecue real quick. And then they whip out a fucking laptop and start pitching you. They basically back you into a corner to make you spend money on
usually at the worst time where you're like, damn, I really haven't done something in a while.
Right.
Let me have a night out. And then they invite you to this bullshit ass pyramid scheme party that you don't even know. Because like they'll ease it in. They'll be like, this is kind of weird. Like, I never seen like Stacy and like Anthony together in the same room. Like, when did you guys start hanging out? And then you look over, you're like, no, there's a laptop.
Oh no. And then the real ballers will like whip out the projector, start projecting it up against the wall, and then they're like, oh, if you sit through this thing, then we'll feed you.
Like, I've been with this pyramid scheme for a week and I already own a Benz. And you're just like, that's not real. Like,
what I hate about those things is they're just their sales tactics. They swore they were like the best salespeople, and yes, some of them were good, but I hate the tactic of ambush, basically, where it's like they pin you into a corner and force you, unless you push back and put your foot down, they pretty much scam you into giving you their.
I remember this one girl, like she was trying to put me in a corner about what we did
in the diner.
At the diner, and I was
she
just
got
like,
super disrespectful, and
she got super disrespectful because I didn't even want to go there because I knew I already had it in the pocket, and I was just like, nah, don't tell me.
Yeah, she was saying that we were not passionate about things and stuff like that, and that was like the beginning of the end, I think, because this person did not step in and jump in our defense,
because it's like it's one of those situations where, especially my life with this person, we're through some tough times. I mean, when you're all living together already in a bad neighborhood or good neighborhood, and we're like 3 grown men, like at that time we saw each other as like men, we're like already 21, 22, 23, and we're all sleeping on mattresses in a room.
Why'd you say mattresses like that?
Mattresses. Because I want to emphasize.
So angry at the mattress.
It's not even a mattress with like the board under it. It's kind of like just a mattress. Not even a cover sometimes. Like people who slept on a couch.
I slept on the couch.
We shared. Sometimes we ordered one meal from the Chinese food and we had to share it. Like I'm talking about, you go through all these things with people, right? Cold, like you don't have money to keep the lights on sometimes, or you're taking cold showers and all this other stuff. And it's like, you really try to look out for each other, right? And then for me, there was one of my exes that came into the picture. And I'm not going to go into detail of what happened because I never want to put somebody on blast like that. But something very personal happened. And for me, what nobody knew behind the scenes. And I think this goes to show our passion and our professionalism for what we do as Benetton, because nobody had a clue all these years, because it happened early. It happened real early in, the whole mist of Benetton. So for me, I had to make a decision. Do I stop it all here because we had things going for us? Or do I keep this going for the sake of all three of us? And it went from, now I have to, it's like you witness a murder, right? And then you have to be quiet about it. Every time somebody starts talking about murder, like, oh yeah, there's some murders going on, and you're just like quiet about it. And for me, that was like the hardest thing, because at the same time, when you kind of forgive, you don't even forgive this person. You're as a man, you're saying, I'm gonna let this slide, which I don't think I should have as a man, thinking about it. But when that person starts downplaying you in front of other people, lying about you behind your back, and doing everything to destroy your image, and then ask you to, take part of the company after, I was just like, I'm done. And I'm just saying, I felt like you and I, like, we never, like, explained to the public what was going on, but it's something that was like truly, truly serious. And, where do you go from there on?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. Yeah. And it was just, I don't know, it was just that unspoken thing where it's like, sorry, let me just shut this off real quick before it goes off on me. It was like that unspoken thing where it's like, I felt like it should have stayed between us, when people are asking like, hey, what happened to the third member? It's like, we had our differences and we parted ways type of thing. But there was a lot of things leading up to it. It was just like years and years. It's not like one day to the next. It was like, okay, we're done with this.
You guys got to think, like, we started the company, like you guys see the symbol on Jay's shirt. We started Benetton in 2006. Again, like our first 2006, like we were still playing music on CDs. And I remember, like, it was myself, Jay, and the third member, and we used to get like meetings outside of Def Jam. We would just take a bus, wait outside the Def Jam offices
with a CD player,
CD player playing beats for whoever walked by, in hopes that somebody was, like somebody that worked at the label. And, we finally got meetings. Like, again, we've been through everything, establishing this business for this long. So if you guys are in this game, I think this is just what I'm saying. This takes a long time. This is not an overnight process. You find your strengths and weaknesses over the journey, and then you start concentrating more and more on your strengths and your weaknesses at the same time to make them your strengths. So you don't make the same mistakes over and over again. And I think that we go through these life lessons because it teaches us, don't be that vulnerable, or don't let people disrespect you in business and personally. So many different things that you understand over time.
Yeah.
And I think that this one was heavy as it was, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I realized, even with that third person and the ex-girlfriend that was in my life, she put me in some crazy situations that sounds like an HBO special. We'll get into them one day. I'm not going to waste your time in this podcast. But some people are always amazed by the story. And I say it a lot because it made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like, before, I was a little more innocent to a lot of stuff. But then, like, it was the biggest wake-up call. It was like 3 years of hardcore, just life-changing situations. And, that also opened my eyes to who Jay was over all these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, people's characters come up and they level to the surface after the dust settles. And I think it's really important that you keep close family and friends within your circle, and keep everybody else at a distance, because people will come for you. They will come for your life. They will come for a lot of things. So,
and we'll find you,
and we'll find you. Yeah, man.
So yeah, I guess without like getting into like nitty gritty details, it's just like we always tell everybody, it's just like differences between the three of us, and you and I were more on the same page, and the other person got a little too influenced by outside sources or outside forces, and
that's why you have to know yourself.
Right.
You really have to know yourself in whatever you do, because I have days, and this is a reality. I have those same people that told you, what do you do or what do you contribute to the group? I have those same people approach me other days, and they're like, why don't you do your own thing, bro? Like, you don't need Jay. Like, you do this, and this. And I'm like, but you don't see behind the scenes. You're not here. You're not seeing what this guy puts in. And it's like, I'll decide that. We'll decide that at the end of the day. So, like, again, just because somebody gets in your ear, or they're like, some people big me up more than Jay, or there's probably people that big Jay up that don't know me, that big him up. They're like, yo, do you really rock with this cat like that? So it's like, again, you always have to be careful of outside sources trying to break apart something that's good, because some people don't want to see the best for you. You know what I'm saying?
And that's funny, because it's like, if there was ever an opportunity where they were like, yo, Parlay, I want this beat from you, I'm not going to be like, no, you're part of this group, you can't do that. No, man, I'm going to push you forward. And I'll smack you in the back of the head if you're ever like, no, I can't leave you behind.
I think a lot of people, like, I think a lot of people who were able to, or who wanted an opportunity from me, like, a lot of the times you guys don't see it, but people will try to take me as a producer, right? Because they like my production for their own thing. And I always bring Jay along. And some people are going to say it's either a bad business thing or a good business thing, but I let them know what our goal is at the end of the day. Like, yes, I'd like to be a producer, but at the end of the day, the forefront of this business is to put our music out. And so, like, where I go, my brother goes. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where a lot of people just try to use me and kind of like tag Jay along to think like, yeah, just keep doing what I want. And then at the end of the day, you see, like, they don't care about our dreams. They just care about getting the beats from me or whatever the deal is. So it's kind of cool, because you have Jay, who doesn't speak much around business meetings. He's more an observing type of guy.
I was just about to mention that too.
Yeah, so like,
when stuff like that's going on, I'm in the corner just observing everything. Yeah, I'm like, nah, this ain't cool.
Yeah, so
I don't like the vibes. I don't feel.
Jay's breaking down vibes. He's breaking down people. He's he's really good with psychology on top of that. I think I'm pretty good as well. And I think that's what makes us strong business guys, strong business owners and men in our own. But yeah, like, everybody just, you got to be in this for the long run. You can't be in it for the quick, even if somebody approaches with you with $1 million, you'll get that $1 million and you'll spend it really quick in one day. And then you'll realize you have nobody left in your life, which is 10 times more important. Yeah. Because you decided to drop people for that $1 million. And we've been in those situations way too often where the snakes and leeches come around, and then at the end of the day, they back in the zoo and you by yourself.
Well, they know they can't bite your ass. They're like, okay, maybe I'll go buy somebody else.
That's it.
Yeah. I feel like money was a big factor in that situation too, where it's like, you kind of lose your, if your main purpose is to make money, and you forget why you're really doing this, then you kind of lose yourself. And you kind of lose the passion for why you started doing this, because you start doing music because you love it. You love how it makes you feel. You love how it makes other people feel. You love the creative process. And then once you start saying, oh my God, I'm not making money off of this, blah, 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 which is eventually the end goal, to finally make money off of what we do. But if that's the sole purpose of why you're doing it, you kind of get lost in the sauce.
Exactly.
Because it was like a situation where the three of us got into a fight because we were doing a show, right? And this person was being super adamant about like, yo, tell him $1,000 or nothing. I'm like, okay, but we're nobody at this point. Nobody knows who we are. It's like we've done maybe like 4 or 5 shows. it's like we're not bringing people in. So what's the incentive of somebody bringing Joe Schmoes into this venue to put on a show for nobody? You know what I'm saying? So
my problem is when some people, like for me, that person's personality was insecure. So they had to make up and act like they were a leader or an alpha male. But leaders and alpha males know how to fall back for the best of their village. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really important. Like, I've learned that with my relationship with you, where I can be very admin on a vision, on a particular sound and all this stuff. And I will push and push and push. But I know there's a difference between you're pushing and breaking things versus you're pushing and it's to go up a hill. There's a difference between pushing and going up a hill and pushing and forcing something where it breaks and you can't fix it. And that's very important to learn in life, where don't force something. If you start feeling that force, that tension,
you gotta ease off.
You gotta ease off. Start,
gotcha.
You know?
That's nice. I like that. So that was the blue pill?
Blue pill.
What's the red pill?
Oh my
I don't know if that answered a lot of people's questions, because I've told people here and there, nothing like detailed, like I said.
Red pill is like also on a very like open, transparent spectrum.
More transparent and open than me jacking off into a fucking sock.
Yeah, but it still has to do with sexuality.
Okay.
So I was gonna say best sexcapade.
Best sexcapade.
And I know I was just like, I want to enter new things in this podcast where it's just random,
really
but
peel off the layers, huh?
That's what I'm talking about.
Best sexcapade.
I'm like what do you call it? The paint remover?
The paint thinner?
The paint thinner.
Oh, God.
This segment is called Paint Thinner. Removing the layers.
Removing the layers. Why do we stick to the onion one, the generic one? Just peel the layers of the onion.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. Nah, I like paint thinner better. Sounds more violent. I don't know why. But best sexcapade. I don't think I have like one moment in particular.
I could talk about a couple. I just feel this is where the camera zooms into your like face and you're just sweating.
Goes, hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm sorry if I put the pressure.
No.
We could switch.
I mean, it's just I can't think of like one particular.
What's like a semi like interesting or funny story that you had sexcapade wise, or something like where you're like, oh my God, this is wild.
I think I told one last episode with that. I guess let's steer this in this direction, which is I guess a little more direct.
Okay.
I could give you a better answer is what I enjoy.
There we go.
Okay. So I've told this to a few people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mentioned to you yesterday off air, where it's like I've been really into like, and I never thought I would be into this because whenever I watch like porn, right?
You guys ready for this one?
Yeah. Whenever I watch porn, my thing was always I would like to see some kind of penetration, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, I guess you kind of envision yourself in the situation. I don't know what the whole mentality of it is, but that was always my thing. I always needed to see a heterosexual couple, and I always needed to see penetration for whatever reason. And now I steered into the direction of the cam stuff, like the cameras.
Yes.
The cam models or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I found it like on Twitter randomly. It was like one of like the cosplay people that I follow, one of the cosplay models.
Cosplay people, yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like a link that she posted and I clicked on it. I was like, what is this?
Damn.
So basically the whole concept, if you haven't been on it, hopefully I don't get anybody in trouble with this one, but it's kind of like you go on this website and it's basically like, just picture like an apartment building.
Yeah.
Full of like crazy sex stuff, right?
Oh, wow.
So you're walking into this building, you walk into the first apartment, and it's like, oh, here's a couple like reenacting like an office type thing.
Wow.
It was like the boss and the Those are the people that actually go in.
Boss's secretary.
Like, yeah, but 9 times out of 10 is really literally just somebody in front of a camera, just like,
"Hi, I'm George." And you're like, "Why? Why is this guy George?
Why am I watching George?"
I don't know. That's how it starts. Where he's like, "Gotcha, guys."
But the cool thing about it is, and I guess I could call it cool because I enjoy it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they have these sex toys that are activated by the tips that you give them, right? So in a sense, it's kind of like you're going into the strip club without leaving the house.
Interesting.
But you see more.
Is it kind of like a Goosebumps type of book where you can choose your path of what you want?
Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because a lot of them have like, it sounds weird, but it's like a tip menu where it's like, for a certain amount of tokens, I'll do this. For a certain amount of tokens, I'll do that. For a certain amount of tokens, I'll show you this type of thing. So
you're probably getting those from like Sweatcoin.
Yo,
right?
If they took sweat coins, man, I'd be on there every day.
Damn.
But yeah, so it's like a pick and choose type of thing. Whatever you're into, gotcha. I'm sure there's somebody on there doing it.
Gotcha.
So
nice.
You know, that's what I'm into, and usually I have it phases, right? When it comes to like porn.
All right.
So I'll have my
waiver.
Like, yeah. So I'll have my phases like every other time I'm on something, and I'm on something.
I was on acid last night, hanging from a chandelier.
So I have phases like ever so often. I switch it up where it's like, today I feel like, looking up, I don't know, like was like POV.
Okay.
I don't know, just to throw something out there. And then for this, I've been stuck on this one for a couple months now. So. So I don't know how long this phase is gonna last, but
that's interesting though.
So yeah, man, that's my thing.
Dope.
So
dope.
Sorry if I didn't answer your question directly.
No. I just wanted to break that. I don't know. Like I want our podcast to be well-rounded and random. So
yeah, I mean, when it comes to like what we call sexcapades, I guess recently it's been spectacular.
Awesome.
And I don't want to embarrass anybody, but she's been A1. You know what I'm saying?
Hanging from chandeliers.
She's been A1. We've been taking care of each other, if you know what I mean. And it's all about, I've been big on like communication, right?
Okay.
And that's what I try to preach.
Also, to, like dirty talk.
It's more like just talk in general. You know what I mean? It could be dirty talk, but it's more talk in general. Like, oh, I like this. I like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And
great.
When we talk about this in front of my other friends, they're like, oh my God, I love how open you guys are. I'm like, this is just like us
because those people are swingers.
They would probably frown upon that.
Hilarious.
But yeah, it's all about communication. It's just like talking to your partner and be like, hey, you want to try this? Or hey, do you want to try that type of thing? And just always be open-minded, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, but yeah. So I told an embarrassing story last time around. Now it's your turn.
Oh. Jesus.
Yep.
All right. I have several embarrassing stories.
First one that pops into your head because we don't have a lot of time.
Oh my God.
Make it quick.
I don't know where I would start. Like there's so many embarrassing.
I'm sure you have a lot of embarrassing stories.
I do. Should I go like
super clumsy and like
careless? Should I go early childhood?
The most recent.
Teenage years? Most recent?
Yeah.
Oh man. Most embarrassing.
Whatever you think people would find entertaining.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm here talking about jizzing into socks and my mom blowing up my spot. So
yeah, I know. There's quite a few. All right, so
I like this story already.
So I was basically in France and it was New Year's.
Okay.
And
how long ago was this?
This was 2010, like around that period of time. And I hadn't had champagne in a long time. And champagne, for some reason, doesn't agree with my system, and you'll find out why. So it was a very cold evening, right? It was kind of like this. Like it was one of like today, like a -8 type of feeling. And we're like, oh man, let's we live like an hour and a half. Like we live in a rural area, right? So me and my girlfriend at the time and my father and my grandmother was like, let's go into Paris and watch the ball drop at the Eiffel Tower. So in France, you got to understand, like, everything, even on New Year's, like, unless it's like a specific restaurant, closes at like 9. There's no 7-Elevens. There's no anything like that
no
outside.
Diners out there, man?
No, outside of the city.
We would have no conversations out there, no diners.
It's like flatland and just darkness, right? So I drank the champagne, and my dad always likes to cook like heavy ass, like banquet type of meals. Like during celebrations, he makes cakes and everything else. So I had a really big meal plus a champagne before I left the house. So we're in the streets and all that. My dad kind of like just dropped us off because he wanted to stay warm in the car. We were just like watching, you know, the Eiffel Tower light up and all that. So I'm like, oh, my stomach. It's not feeling right.
Getting the bubblies.
Oh, I'm getting the bubblies. So my girlfriend thought it was hilarious. She's like,
it's always hilarious to the person that's not going through it.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you have to take a shit. I'm like, yeah, I have to take a shit. But I'm like, this ain't no regular shit. Right? So like, one, it's like your biggest fear comes true, right? Because I'm always like, what if you're that person that ends up like having diarrhea and you're stuck on the bus from New York going home with no stops? And like, even if there is a stop, you can't stop. Because like, how are you going to get home? Right? So my dad's like, let's get in the car. Let's go home. And my hour.
Nah, man, come on.
Hour.
The accent, bro.
He's like, Richard, let's go. It's going to be an hour and a half. And we're going to be stuck in traffic. Right? So I'm like, fuck. So I'm in the car, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I can hold it. I can hold it.
The leg shaking.
Right?
I can hold it.
And then it's just like, and I'm like, oh my God. And you know when you start sweating and then you get these pains? So like literally it feels like my insides are being ripped apart because you have to go so bad. And now you're starting to literally like perspirate. So like everybody in the car doesn't get like, I'm about to shit my pants, right? So everybody's laughing at me.
Nah,
my father's like,
oh.
And then like my girlfriend's just like in tears, and my grandma even's like laughing. She's like, this is funny, you know, like I'm like, oh no.
You're the only one that doesn't find it funny.
So we're on the road in the highway and there's nothing in sight, like just darkness. And I tell my dad, I say like, listen, if you don't pull over right now, I'm going to shit my pants. And he's like laughing, continuously laughing. Like, everybody doesn't take this serious, right? So we go, and it's as cold as it is today. It's like -8. I'm in the middle of a parking lot. I'm looking, where do I go? I pull down my pants and I shit right between carts, you know, where they put them, right? So I'm like right there in the middle. After that, I'm like, fuck, it's cold. What am I going to wipe my ass with? My grandma throws some napkins out the window, and I'm like, is this a fucked up joke? And they're still laughing. I'm like, what the fuck? So
it's funny if they like hold it out the window, like, here it is.
so like my dad, right? I get in the car. He's like, oh, holy shit. And like, he starts saying all these like weird ass, like corny ass phrases.
Dad jokes.
Yeah. He's like, oh my shit. He's like, he's saying with his French accent. So he's like, oh my God, that guy, you must think about it. He has to go to work tomorrow. He's going to pull the carts out and he's going to see this heaping pile of shit and be like, fuck, this is the worst start to my new year. And I was just like, I didn't think of it like that. It was like,
you don't think about it.
I was just like, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I thought it was pretty embarrassing because I'm like,
I mean, you're shitting in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing more embarrassing than that.
No. And it's cold. And then it's like, you know, like guys, we deal with like shrinkage. So you're pissing at the same time, but like,
that's right. I forgot it's cold.
Like you're like, your dick is like almost like in your body because it's saying, bro, it's cold out.
Give me a blanket.
So then you're like almost peeing like a girl and shitting yourself at the same time.
Nothing like a good old poop story.
I don't know. It seems like I'm like all about that. I usually hate when people talk about it, but I was like, these are real life situations where I'm like, this is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk about another one next episode.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good. So let's wrap things up with the gallery. So the gallery
The gallery of shame.
We like to highlight certain artists, songs, photographers, anybody, any creative that we feel deserves some credit for whatever it is that they do.
Yeah.
Now myself, I'll give you a song, an artist I've been listening to the last few days. I spoke about her briefly yesterday to you, and I think I might have put you on to her. I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's I want to say Isla or Ela maybe.
Okay.
It's spelled I as in igloo, Y L A. And she's this super soulful, dope, like white girl. Like when you listen to her voice, I thought it was like a young black chick, you know. I don't know why, but you know, when you listen to R&B,
just like super
your
soulful.
mind automatically just goes to, you know, young black girl for some reason. But this girl is like a redhead, like complete opposite.
Freckles and all.
Freckles and all. So she's pretty dope, man. She put out a project. It's let's see, go to the album. It's called War Plus Raindrops.
War Plus Raindrops.
Yeah, and I'll see if I could get it on the camera.
That's
I messed up last episode. Give it a little time to focus or whatever.
That's dope.
And it's only 5 songs. And
okay.
Every song is really dope.
That's super fresh.
And that's rare these days, where it's like you put out a 5, 6, 7 song project, and you know, even 50% of the songs, if they're good, it's a success. But this one, I love all the songs on here.
Yeah.
And she's really dope. I like her, so you guys check her out.
Dope.
And the other thing I wanted to highlight is actually an Instagram/Twitter page.
Okay.
They aren't creatives in the sense that they create things as far as music, art, or anything, but it's the travel blog that I follow.
Oh, so they're kind of like an artist in their own.
Right.
They're social media artists.
Right. So they're good at what they do.
Okay.
So
dope.
It's Suzz's Travels. I never know how to pronounce it. So it's SUZZS.
Okay.
TRAVELS.
Nice.
Display it right here.
Nice.
So it's like I think it might be like 2 or 3 girls from what I put together. Been following them for a little bit, and they have about 7,000 followers. They're obviously trying to reach the 10,000 follower goal so they could start doing the swipe up thing. So
yeah.
I've been telling quite a lot of people about this because they post a lot of like travel itineraries, which are very helpful. Like if you're going to a particular location.
Yeah, I think you sent me a couple ones. Yeah,
so
a couple of them.
And they post good deals on like flights.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you particular dates, departure dates and arrival dates, so you could get it as the best price. They'll tell you where to go. They'll give you discounts on, you know, travel related things like luggage. What else? Airbnbs. So they have like, you know, discount codes for certain travel necessities. So
that's awesome.
I think they're super dope, super nice girls from what I see on here. And they're super active too, where it's like they post things every single day. So it's like on their stories and on Twitter, they'll post, you know, different deals and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. It might be a little bright, but you know, they just post, you know, a lot of cool travel related stuff.
That's dope.
And, you know, they'll give you advice as far as, you know, things that'll make your travels easier, your packing easier, you know, just anything travel related. They'll talk about it. And,
nice.
You know, I thought they were super dope. So
that's awesome.
So you got anybody?
Yeah. Let me see. I mean, I don't know. No, those are pretty big guys. I was gonna say, like, I listened to a lot of Majid Jordan, I think.
Oh, speaking of Majid Jordan, I don't know if you saw it yesterday. I was gonna send it to you while I was driving home. I know I shouldn't be checking my Instagram as I'm driving home. Only at red lights, guys. Only at red lights. They posted something. It might have been Majid. He posted something on his stories yesterday. I guess it's gone now.
Okay.
But he posted a picture of himself and he said new up top. So I'm assuming new music's coming on the way. So I'm always excited when they drop new music.
For me, like, you know, sometimes I like to catch the middle tier person, like the up and comer that you know is about to pop. So I rather give that time to people that we either personally know or you know anything else. So I would say for this week, I am going to give it to A Natural. A Natural is an R&B singer.
Okay, Nat.
From Irvington, New Jersey.
Hey, Nat.
Again, I guess like since we're involved with them, it's always gonna seem like a shameless plug, but I've had the opportunity to shoot his last 2 music videos, and he's an incredible spirited singer. He's such a dope person in general. And basically, I think he definitely deserves an honorable mention because he works incredibly hard for his own craft. And I see him going many places because he's been persistent. You know, he's also written for Mac Wilds. He's, you know, he's done so many things. And he has 2 projects out. It's called Ambitions of a Fat Boy. And
big boy ate Nat.
Yeah, he's
sexy chocolate.
Sexy chocolate. He's super dope, and
he's
you
super
guys
humble too.
Super cool humble, guy. And he's always on point, like business wise. Like he never questions your price or anything else. Like he's always on prompt and paying. And you know, for anybody else works with him, you can only appreciate an artist and a customer like that, and a friend the same. So really great guy. Check him out. Name right here.
So yeah, that was the gallery for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes.
And make sure to hit up all those artists. Check out the music. Check out those Instagrams. Tell them we sent you. You know. Yeah. And that was episode 7. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. No, we did. But you know, like always, subscribe to the YouTube. Always like, subscribe. Always turn on the notifications so you could get those videos once we post them.
Yeah. A lot of people been letting us know that, you know, they're watching, they're enjoying, and that's what matters to us most. If you guys aren't enjoying,
just ask us some questions, man. I hit up a lot of people. Make sure you ask us some questions. That way we don't run out of ideas to talk about. And we want to make sure that we answer the questions that you guys want answered. You know what I mean? So, you know, and also subscribe to the Apple Podcasts. If you have Spotify, we're on there too. Make sure you leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. That gets us higher in the rankings, you know, for us to get in the ears and eyes of other people.
Hopefully next time, I think we might have a couple guests that might, you know, stir some things up in a good way.
We're just trying to figure out the logistics as far as, you know, a time and date to sit down with these people, whether we're going to do it via Skype or in the studio, in this small little studio that we got. But, you know, we're just trying to work things out. But hopefully we'll have some dope people that we're talking to at the next episode. Not saying that we're not dope, but you know what I mean.
There's a lot of other dope people.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, thanks again. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are thebomb.com. And, like always,
let's hit them with the outro. In the intro, in the spectrum of the outro being the intro. You know what I mean?
This shit's getting super complicated.
1. All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Can you hear it?